guess I dozed off.
Hi, honey. You feeling any better?
No, but I'm glad you're here.
Why the long face? You can't let Russ see you like that.
Russ, I swear he's absolutely crazy. Do you know he's running around here checking on this, adjusting that?
Oh, it must be nice to have such a dedicated young man at your beck and call. But I guess you could use a little spoiling right about now.
Mom, you don't understand. Russ is supposed to start his new job on Sunday, and here it is Friday. He's got important biology exams coming up, and I don't know what else. My being here is going to ruin his life as much as it's ruined mine.
Don't exaggerate now. Everything's going to turn out all right. I know it deep down inside.
What time is it?
About 8 o'clock. Your father and Russ should be picking up Dr. Melville at the airport just about now.
Who is this Dr. Melville? Where did Russ find him?
I don't know where Russ found him, but I do know that he has a marvelous reputation. He's supposed to be one of the best neurosurgeons in the country. Lori, a lot of the success for an operation depends upon the patient. You have to be ready for it. You have to have inner strength.
Inner strength? Inner strength? I have no more inner strength. I'm drained. First the adultery charge, and now this? I wish I'd been killed in that accident. I wish they would have left me lying at the side of the road.
Lori, I won't have you talking that way. There are a lot of people who love you and who need you to love them in return. The phone hasn't stopped ringing. Grandma and Peter, Mitch, all your friends, everyone. They're calling because they need to know that you're going to be all right.
Anyone can see that I'm not all right.
With prayer and all the best medical attention, you will be. Now, I suggest you do a little positive praying on your own.
I can't pray anymore, Mom. I can't.
Coffee?
Oh, thanks.
So what time you got?
9 o'clock? You know, there's something I want to tell you. I thought you were a little crazy at first when you were saying all those things about bringing the best neurosurgeon in the country down here to perform this operation on Lori, especially with such short notice. I don't know how you did it, but you did it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that I pulled that one off myself.
After meeting Dr. Melville and hearing about his excellent reputation, I have to admit, I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, you know, when we picked him at the airport, he didn't even bother unpacking. Just came right over here and started jumping right into action. I like that.
Well, it's obvious he thought that Lori's condition was serious enough for him to not to want to waste any time. I am a little puzzled, though, how you were able to get someone like that to come to Richmond in the first place. You know, Dr. Greeley was asking the same question.
Oh, well, I guess it's just a matter of who you know. Well, my best friend's father in Chicago arranged it. He's got some good connections, and, well, I guess he likes me.
I wonder how he did it then.
You need some more coffee?
No, I'm fine.
Well, the important thing is that he's here now, and he's the best, and, well, Lori deserves the best.
You know, you're right. I still have to talk to Dr. Melville about his fee, though.
No, Mr. Davison, I'll take care of it. I brought him here, I arranged it, and, well, his fee's my problem.
Are you kidding? You don't have a spare penny. I know that for a fact.
It doesn't matter. I'll take care of it. I said I would, and I will. Right now, the only important thing is that Melville's here, and he's gonna save Lori.
Now, are these the pictures of the Davidson girl?
Yes. Now, I think that you'll see that this plate best shows the extent of the damage.
It's almost a textbook compression fracture, isn't it? You see the second lumbar vertebra there? We'll have to remove that little bit there and go in there.
Yes, an excision of the posterior arch.
Yes, it's very badly mashed up. There's an awful lot of debris. You can see it all here. Tell me, How long ago was the accident?
Just over 24 hours.
Well, that's not enough time for bone fusion to be a factor, but we'll have to operate as soon as possible.
You'll find everything ready on this end.
Good. Tell me, Dr. Chester Lewis, is he still at the Medical College of Virginia?
Well, yes, he is.
Well, this is a pretty routine laminectomy. Granted, it's a delicate procedure, but Dr. Lewis could have done the operation as well as anyone, including me.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Dr. Melville. Well, just how was it that you were called in on this case anyway?
Well, it's a bit of a long story, really. The doctor that I trained under in Chicago, I've become very devoted to. Now, years ago, he saved the life of a man who had been very badly wounded in a gang war battle. And this man promised to repay him the favor someday, and he did. He sent him a vast sum of money, and he endowed a chair in his name at the University of Chicago. Well, last night, this man called my mentor and asked him for the name of a competent neurosurgeon. The doctor called me and told me to expect a call from someone. And I was called, and here I am. Well, I told you it'd be a long story.
This man who phoned you, was it Russ Weaver?
Weaver? No. I didn't meet Russ until he and Mr. Davidson came to pick me up at the airport.
Well, what about your fee? Who's picking that up?
It's funny you start that, but it's been already taken care of by the man who called me.
In full? Before the operation?
Yes. Now, the man's name was Nick Trench, if I remember correctly. And the amazing thing was that my plane ticket was waiting for me at the airport, first class. And transportation to and from the airport had been prearranged.
Well, this Mr. Trench sounds like a very efficient fellow.
I hope that our operation goes as smoothly.
I'm confident it will, Doctor. But I have a bit of a confession to make.
Oh, what's that?
Well, naturally, being the Davidson's family physician, I did some homework, so to speak, on the surgeon they were bringing in on the case.
I see, and?
I was very impressed with your credentials. 2 surgical procedures that you innovated were written up in the New England Journal of Medicine.
I don't get to blush easily, Doctor.
Well, I consider this a great honor. And now that you're here, I'd like to pick your brain a little.
I thought you were an internist.
Hey, you haven't touched your drink.
It's not like me, is it?
Aren't you glad to see me?
Yeah, baby, I'm glad to see you. You're the one thing that lights up my life these days.
How's the new job going?
Well, I'm into it, that's for sure.
Trench will meet you more than halfway. The sky's the limit with him. If you're good at what you do, and you are, there's no reason why you couldn't go as far as you want. Now, what other job could offer you that?
Not many. Here. To the future. I want to ask you something. How much do you know about the organization?
Well, you know that Nick and I were very close at one time.
Mm-hmm.
We shared a lot of things, including some information. But I don't think it was much. He was very smart at that sort of thing.
Do you know about Harry's back room?
No, what about it?
Well, it seems part of my initiation into this organization is to be filled in on all the nuances of the Trench-Carpenter connection. Harry took me downstairs to a back room. It's a gambling room. Numbers mostly. But it's also a drop-off place for local drugs. It's a little spooky.
Yeah, but nothing out of the ordinary.
You know, I'm not exactly the most honest guy in the world.
No.
But I've never done anything I could be put away for. At least not yet. This whole thing just bothers me. There's nothing I can do about it.
Well, you were hired to sell liquor wholesale, right? Nothing else.
Yeah, that's all.
So just do what you were hired to do. Sell liquor wholesale. They won't ask anything more of you.
Except undying loyalty.
Just like any place else you'd work.
Yeah, you're right. Besides, they're paying me a lot of money for what I do.
Yeah, and that can make you smile, huh?
Yeah.
So, what do you intend to do with all your money?
Well, I'm thinking about that right now.
Why don't you start by getting your car fender fixed?
Boy, nothing gets by you, does it?
Not if I can help it. How'd it happen?
Just your everyday local parking lot accident. I walked outside, and there it is.
Hey, you still with me?
What? Oh, yeah, I was thinking about something else.
I hope some of it was about me.
Yes, it was.
Well, there's no reason to think about me. I'm here for the taking.
How is she?
Resting, but not yet asleep.
I can tell you talk to her.
Yeah, and I'm not at all encouraged.
I know what you mean.
She seems to have taken the whole weight of the world on her shoulders. She won't eat or sleep. What's worse, she's given up trying to reach for her own inner strength.
Oh, listen, maybe I better go talk to her again, huh?
No, Russ. Right now, Lori needs to be alone. Maybe the time by herself will bring her out of it.
Oh, I see you two are still here.
Dr. Melville, this is my wife, Terry. She's a nurse here at the hospital.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you, Mrs. Davidson. Having you here as a nurse will greatly assist us, you know, your daughter's post-recovery period.
Oh, then the operation's going to be successful. Then Lori will walk again, right?
It would be presumptive to assume before the operation that everything will go according to plan. But we're encouraged.
What time will you operate, Doctor?
Oh, the schedule is for 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think I'll get down to the hotel, catch a few hours sleep, and I'll be back here at 5 for preparations.
Exactly how bad is she?
Well, these things are never very good, Mrs. Davidson. Your daughter has what we call a compressed fracture of the lumbar vertebra. It's really amounts to a broken back, and there may be nerve damage involved.
That's why she can't move her legs.
Yes. We won't know how extensive the damage is, of course, until we do the operation. You can only tell just so much from the use of x-rays in an injury of this nature. But, oh, I think I ought to tell you that it's a delicate operation. And I'm afraid it's not always successful.
Well, I'm glad that we found you. Proves my point that we needed someone like you.
Well, I'll do my best. She has everything going for her. She's young and she's healthy.
So you think her chances are good?
Oh, yes, I think they're better than even. But all I can do is my best.
Well, that's all we can expect, Dr. Melville. God will take care of the rest.
And, you know, sometimes when I'm operating, I think that someone's looking over my shoulder. At least that's what it seems to me.
You really believe that?
Mrs. Davidson, my work takes me very close to the miracle of life on a daily basis. Now, I can tell you how it works. I can even repair it, but I can't tell you why it works. No one can.
One thing more, Dr. Melville, before you leave. Lori hasn't been herself lately. She's been through a lot, even before the accident.
Well, my last stop before retiring will be with Lori. I've seen everybody here. I've read all the x-rays. Now it's time for me to get to know my patient.
I think that's exactly what she needs.
Enter and sign in, please.
Becky,
Okay, mystery guest, first question. Are you a celebrity?
may I come in?
Sure. Why the solemn face?
Well, the accident, I thought maybe you'd like to talk to somebody.
I appreciate that, Francis, but I think I'll get over it.
Well, it still must have been quite a shock to you.
I'll live.
I see.
Well, come on in. What have you been up to? I haven't seen you in a long time.
No, I steered away from you quite well.
Is that a goal you'd set?
Well, it was either that or fall to pieces every time I saw you in the dining hall. This may come as quite a shock to you, but there was a time when I actually dwelled upon your obvious attributes.
We just hung up.
hung up to dry, I'd think.
Think you came here for an apology, didn't you?
No, I told you why.
Look, Francis, I know what I did was underhanded. I admit that. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that my, obvious attributes caught your eye. I don't like hurting people. Really.
Oh, Becky, I believe that. I thoroughly believe that.
You know what I like about you?
What?
You're so socially aware. I mean, you, never wear out your welcome.
My, aren't we covert?
What did I say?
Don't worry, I'm going. I imagine you'll have a floor full of friends to take care of you in Laurie's absence.
What?
If they're not around, I guess Russ will be here.
Oh, wait a minute. Back up, Jack. Now, why is Laurie going to be absent?
Becky, do you think you just walk away from something like that? Surgery's scheduled for tomorrow.
Francis, what are you talking about?
Becky, I came here to talk with you about the accident.
Yeah, I hurt my wrist in volleyball, so?
Oh, you don't know. I heard about it this morning at breakfast. Laurie and Russ were in a car accident. They were on their way to visit her folks, and somebody sideswiped them, and their car went down a hill. Russ has a few cuts and a bruised arm.
What about Laurie?
Well, she has a lower back injury. She may be paralyzed. Surgery's tomorrow. Becky, I thought you knew. Well, don't worry, I'll stay here. I'll stay with you.
This must be the Miss Davidson they're all talking about. I'm Dr. Melville.
What time are you going to operate on me?
At 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll all be up here before breakfast. Laurie, can I call you Laurie? I just met your family outside. They all love you very much. I met a nice young man who obviously feels much the same way. You're a very lucky girl.
How can you say that when you and I both know that I'm going to be crippled for the rest of my life?
Oh, do you know something that I don't know? Well, granted, looking at the x-rays, of course, there's a great deal damaged, but it's not hopeless. Now, if you decide you don't want to walk again, you might get your wish granted.
Of course I want to walk again.
But, Laurie, you've got to help me. I can't do it all myself. Now, I can put the pieces together again, but I can't make you feel good in yourself, and that's really the most important part of getting better.
May I ask you something, Doctor?
Certainly.
Do I have a chance?
Of course you've got a chance, a wonderful chance. You're strong and you're healthy. I'd say that the balance was definitely on your side. And of course, I've got one or two tricks I can pull out of my hat myself from time to time.
Really, Doctor?
Oh, it's good to see you smile. That makes me feel wonderful. It makes me know that you're going to get better. Now, it's not going to be easy. Not for me, not for you, and not for your family. There are bound to be risks involved, and there's going to be a long period of recovery. Now, how you do in that period of recovery and how you feel about yourself will really determine the outcome. What you've got to do is you must have faith in us and in yourself and in the Almighty.
Oh, I'm starting to feel tired, Doctor.
Oh, that's the medication they've been giving you. Now, just remember, we need your help. We can't do it without you. Now, just go to sleep.